original script was by Oliver Stone, actually. And he submitted a script that was insane. I mean, there were mutants running around. It was incredibly expensive. So they ended up scrapping that and going with a simpler version, and reworked a little bit of his stuff. So sometimes this happens. Someone submits a script and it's ridiculously expensive, and then they just go back and change things around. Who knows? It's one of the problems with the Bebop film. It's kind of, it's the kind of thing that you can't do cheap, and it's easy to kind of get carried away with the space stuff when how much of Cowboy Bebop was really set in space. So the question is, do you do something that's less spacey, but then do you do something that's basically just, a live-action movie with a few space shots? So it is a tough thing to do. So currently, it's kind of at a low point in the development cycle. I'll put it that way. The budget, you asked. Apparently, there's not a fixed budget. It's basically they bring in the script and they look at it and then they figure out. I mean, they have rough ideas, but once they decide on the script, then they'll actually give it a fixed budget. So that's kind of part of why they're going back and forth on it. So we'll see where that goes. Another quick anime announcement, because this is a pretty major franchise. Oh My Goddess, or Oh My Goddess, is getting a new OVA. It'll be released along with the 42nd volume of the manga. Yes, the manga has 42 volumes. There'll be a limited edition DVD released with that, and be a theme song by Flipside. I did not mispronounce that. Flipside. It is celebrating the 22nd year of Oh My Goddess. Yeah, it's an old franchise. In fact, there are some interesting web pages that compare the artistic style over the course of time and how it shifted, which is really neat to see. Yeah, it's huge. Also, Funimation has announced. Oh, let me switch over to this one. No! Did I just kill it? No. Whew. I nearly killed the Justin TV thing. Sorry about that. That was scary. Funimation has announced that when they release, switching around these lower thirds is kind of annoying. Funimation has announced when they are releasing the Kaleido Star second season DVD, they're going to include on that the Kaleido Star Legend of Phoenix Layla Hamilton story, which is a little OVA that was sort of produced in addition to all the Kaleido Star stuff. So they're just going to throw that on along with the second season TV box set, which is really nice of them. They hadn't actually announced that they had licensed that yet. I think it was one of those things where, again, they wanted to grab it and put it in, and why bother talking about it until all the licensing deals were worked out. So if you get it, you'll get it. That's pretty darn nice of them. Moving on. Let's talk about... This is interesting. I have a little video to show you, actually. Bandai Namco has made some Gundam iPhone games. So Gundam-themed games for the iPhone, which they have some demos of, and I can actually show you some of this video of the gameplay of these things. Now think about the size of an iPhone. There's not much space for video and for gameplay. So they have two games and an app, basically. The first one is Gundam Fighting Spirits, tentative title. And let me see if I can pull this up here and show you what it looks like. I'm not going to show you the whole video, but I can show you a fair chunk of it. And so let's see what we get here. There, okay, Gundam Fighting Spirits gameplay coming up in a second.
Gundam の 2D 格ゲーって今まであったんですか？いや、これね、完全に、これ用のオリジナルですね。iPhone 用のオリジナルですよね。ていうか、あったんですか、ガンダムの格ゲーって。こういうのって。おお、すげえ。おお、なんか。ちょっとその当時と比べづらいですね。なんかすごいぞ。なんだこれ。おお。おお。なんか痛そうだぞ。あれ、痛いぞこれは。こいつ動く気ないじゃないですか。かわいい。コマンドとかあるんですか？もちろん。お、なんだ。来たぞ。 コマンドの確認とかできないんですか？
今のところコマンドまで入れてない。
あ、っていうことはこう
簡単に遊んでも
はいはいはい。入れるつもりなんですか？
入れるかもしれません。
あ、これじゃあいつ頃。
So that's what you get in that particular game. So it's basically a Street Fighter style fighter with mecha, which is kind of interesting. No word yet on what exactly, on what mecha and what characters will be in there. All right, so in a completely different vein, they've got SD Gundam G Generation Touch, which is an SD Gundam game, obviously. I'm not sure what they mean by G Generation, if that means like G Gundam or what, but it's more of a tactical strategy game, and here's what that looks like.
派手に出してくれる会社の人です。どうぞ。はい、こんにちは。こんにちは。SD ガンダム G ジェネレーションタッチに行こうと思います。これ結構そういうのです。これ、まあ後で編集するわ。さっきやったやつ。
アイコンの選択初のガンダムゲームコンテンツ。
このくらい？これってガンダムいくつからいくつまでのシナリオを収録するんですか？
今ね、
例えば初代は何話くらいあるとかなんですか？大体調整中なんですか？
かなりのボリュームにはなります。16話だの17話だのひょっとしたら20話だの。
じゃあ40時間とかやるって感じですか？
そうですね、30時間ぐらいは行くんじゃないかなっていう感じで。
なんかガンダムだって初代クリアするだけで5時間以上かかるってことですね。それ慣れてる人でですよね。
慣れてる人ですね。
はい。すげえな。
So that'll give you a feel for it. Just so you know, I'm not judging by those screenshots. That does not look like SD Gundam. Moreover, it's confusing because there was an SD Gundam made before, like SD Gundam Force. There was this series of comedy shorts called SD Gundam, which were basically all of the actual Gundam people and characters chibified and telling little stories. So I'm not sure if it's that SD Gundam or SD Gundam Force. It's kind of weird. I don't know where that's going. But again, the artwork looks like original Gundam, so that's strange. I'm not going to show you the other one because it's just an app where basically they packaged up a bunch of artwork and movie clips and things like that into the app, and so you can click on that to view different things and map of the world, things like that, all sort of a Gundam interface. It's sort of a, in fact, they call it the toolbox RX-78 cockpit version. So basically you can navigate around and see different stuff from the show and so forth, and I guess show your friends. I don't know. Strange. Question is whether they'll actually do anything with that content or not. I don't know. Is it going to be free? Strange. Moving on to some slightly, I want to say more serious news, kind of more worrying news, depends on how you want to look at it. I mentioned a while back that Navar, which is the parent company of Funimation, is putting Funimation up for sale. Basically, Navar is not doing too well, and they want to cash out on Funimation. And so they put that out there, and currently they just announced they have six organizations looking to buy Funimation, which is a good sign. There's plenty of interests and so forth. They also said that, quote, Funimation's recent results have generally met expectations. So in other words, Funimation hasn't been performing abysmally. It's just that, again, Navar isn't doing well and they need to move on and try other things. And hopefully Funimation can go off and do good things under another corporate parent. I honestly am not sure that Navar is the best fit for them anymore. I don't know. Yeah, it's an open question whether they're going to change, whether Funimation will change as a result. I mean, any time a company gets bought out by somebody else, they change. But maybe it'll be for the good. Who knows? So, at least, Funimation will still be around, presumably, and they'll be able to make their stuff. And fortunately, Funimation has shown they know what they're doing. You know, they've been here for a long time, and they have made a lot of money. You know, overall, they're not raking in huge amounts of cash, but they are a solid a company. So hopefully, you know, with 6 different organizations looking for them, I think that's a pretty good sign. The final offers will arrive within 30 to 60 days, but of course they can't guarantee anything about those. And that's basically where that is. So we'll see where it goes. Navarre is looking on focusing on distribution and software publishing, so not licensing stuff anymore, basically. Okay, moving on to slightly happier news. Voltron. Okay, I should point out, Voltron's one of the shows that got me into anime, so I have a really soft spot for Voltron. And they're working on a Voltron live-action film, and so, and, you know, CGI kind of a thing. And basically, the interesting thing is one of the companies involved has got some images. I don't even have a Voltron thing for this. Oh well. They've got some renders of what or some concept art of what they want it to look like. And here is what they're looking to do. Here is image 1 of 3. So I'm going to scale in a little bit. Yeah, definitely interesting, definitely different. Here's image 2. Which apparently shows a couple of lions going after a ridiculous robeast. And here is a money shot of the blue lion. Yeah, I can't really process it either. I'm not quite sure. Apparently they're going in sort of the Transformers CGI direction. Very complicated CGI, you know, imagery for the lions and all of that stuff. Again, this is all concept imagery, so no word on whether it's going to look exactly like that in theaters, even if it gets off the ground. There were images like this for the Evangelion live-action movie, and that's still in development hell. So who knows? But at least there are really good artists working on this project with really distinctive visual styles, and I'm glad they're trying to find a way to make it work in the modern world, because Voltron is a little hard to adapt to modern sensibilities. Oh well. So we'll see where that goes. Let me move on to some streaming anime news. There have been some announcements of stuff. Yeah, exactly. Whether it works or not, I'm curious. I want to see how it works. I'm not going to bother with that. So Crunchyroll announced a bunch of anime licensing that they're going to be showing. They are doing the Sora no Toshimono 2nd season, Forte. They're doing the Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt anime from Gainax, which is very Powerpuff Girls-like. Also, Fortune Arterial Akai Yakusoku anime series, which I'm not sure what that is. Let me. Oh yes, that's it. It's an adult romance game kind of thing with a vampire. Of course, gotta have the vampire. I don't know. So they've got that. They're also they've also licensed. They did a bunch of different posts about this. They're licensing Squid Girl. Squid Girl, basically cute girls in the ocean come on land, become cute, even cuter, you know, real human girls, and run around, you know, doing stuff. Comedy manga, girls, you know, Squid Girl's annoyed at humans, so she comes on to stop humans from polluting the ocean.